This video will show you how to install Trusscore SlatWall when integrating with Wall&CeilingBoard using Trusscore snap-in trims. The snap-in trim option that will be covered in this video is H-trim. Snap-in H-trim, just like all Trusscore snap-in trims, use the universal base for installation. Let's get started. SlatWall is a wall organization system that's easy to install, built to last, and seamlessly integrates with Trusscore Wall&CeilingBoard to completely transform your space. The versatility of SlatWall allows you to use it in a variety of ways, including a track, a section, also known as a picture frame, a half wall, or a full wall. Installing Trusscore SlatWall with Trusscore Wall&CeilingBoard. Begin by establishing the placement and layout of the SlatWall installation area. Planning and preparation. There are a couple of points to note when planning your SlatWall installation. First, SlatWall panels overlap with each other when installed. The total height of one SlatWall panel is 7 1/8 inches, and the exposed face of each panel after installation is approximately 6 inches. Second, when transitioning from Trusscore Wall&CeilingBoard to Trusscore SlatWall, the bottommost SlatWall panel will overlap the Wall&CeilingBoard panel by approximately 1 1/4 inch. Taking these overlaps into account is key to accurately planning for the height of your SlatWall installation. Measure up from the floor to determine the bottom of the section, and then from that point, measure up to determine the height of the section. Also mark on each side how long you would like your SlatWall section to be. Pro tip: SlatWall panels should always start and finish on a stud location, so keep this in mind when determining the edges of your SlatWall section. If SlatWall will be installed over drywall or another material, use a stud finder to locate studs. Continue locating all studs inside the SlatWall installation area. Use a level and a pencil to mark each stud from the top to the bottom of your installation area, ensuring each line is plumb. Framing the SlatWall installation area. Next, within the SlatWall installation area, determine where the SlatWall panel ends will be and install a universal base at each of those stud locations. Align the screw flange so it's pointing into the SlatWall installation area and ensure it's flush with the edge of the stud, so the teeth channel is centered within the stud. This will allow you to provide the required 1/4 inch clearance between any panels and the universal base for expansion and contraction. Install a universal base along the top of the entire length of the SlatWall installation area. Align the universal base so the screw flange is pointing up, and ensure it is 3/8 of an inch above your top line of the SlatWall installation area. This will ensure that when the snap-in H-trim is inserted in place, the lip at the outer edge of the snap-in H-trim aligns with the top row groove of the SlatWall panel. Installing panels. Now you can install the Wall&CeilingBoard panels around the SlatWall installation area. Watch our video called Installing Trusscore Wall&CeilingBoard using snap-in trims for details. With the Wall&CeilingBoard panels installed, it's now time to install the SlatWall panels. Measure and cut the first SlatWall panel. Starting at the bottom of the SlatWall installation area, rest the bottom lip on the back of the SlatWall panel directly on top of the Wall&CeilingBoard panel below it. Make sure to leave 1/4 of an inch from the teeth channel of the universal base at each end. Once in place, use a level to ensure it is horizontally level before fastening. Fasten the panel to the wall through the screw flange and into each available stud. Do not over-tighten the screws, as this will disrupt the installation of subsequent panels. Place the next panel on top of the previously installed panel, aligning the ends of both panels. Starting at one end and moving to the other, apply gentle downward pressure towards the floor to interlock the panel with the previously installed panel below. You will feel and hear a snap when the panels have properly interlocked together. Fasten the panel through the screw flange into each available stud. Repeat these steps for all remaining panels. With the SlatWall panels installed, the last step is to finish your installation by covering all the gaps with snap-in H-trim. Finishing the installation with trim. Use 2 pieces of snap-in H trim at each top corner to dry fit trim positioning. Align the teeth of the snap-in H trim with the channel on the universal base and lightly press together. Do not fully assemble as you will be removing the trim to cut. Once the top corners are aligned, on each side of the slat wall installation area, make a mark on the snap-in H trim where it meets the bottom edge of the bottommost slat wall panel. Cut the snap-in H trim square at this mark. On the side with the teeth, measure and mark 1¼ inches inwards from the bottom edge of the snap-in H trim. At this mark, make a vertical snip in teeth using tin snips or an oscillating multi-tool. Using the tip of the tin snips or the oscillating multi-tool, remove the remaining teeth material between your vertical snip and the bottom edge of the trim. The remaining material should be small enough to allow the snap-in H trim piece to sit flush over top of the wall and ceiling board panel below it without obstruction. Align the teeth of the snap-in H trim with the channel on the universal base and press together firmly until fully connected. Measure and cut the snap-in H trim for the top of the installation area and align the teeth with the channel of the universal base and press together to complete the installation. An alternative method for finishing the top of a slat wall section when installing horizontal wall and ceiling board only is to insert the tongue of the first wall and ceiling board panel at the top directly into the channel of the uppermost slat wall panel without using snap-in H trim. Thanks for watching this video on how to install Trusscore SlatWall when integrating with wall and ceiling board using Trusscore snap-in trims.